fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the troubling events of the past week. As I have said, the incursion of the U.S. Capitol struck at the very heart of our republic. It angered and appalled millions of Americans across the political spectrum. I want to be very clear. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country and no place in our movement. Making America great again has always been about defending the rule of law, supporting the men and women of law enforcement, and upholding our nation's most sacred traditions and values. Mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for. No true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence. No true supporter of mine could ever disrespect law enforcement or our great American flag. No true supporter of mine could ever threaten or harass their fellow Americans. If you do any of these things, you are not supporting our movement, you are attacking it, and you are attacking our country. We cannot tolerate it. Tragically, over the course of the past year, made so difficult because of COVID-19, we have seen political violence spiral out of control. We have seen too many riots, too many mobs, too many acts of intimidation and destruction. It must stop. Whether you are on the right or on the left, a Democrat or a Republican, there is never a justification for violence. No excuses, no exceptions. America is a nation of laws. Those who engaged in the attacks last week will be brought to justice. Now I am asking everyone who has ever believed in our agenda to be thinking of ways to ease tensions, calm tempers, and help to promote peace in our country. There has been reporting that additional demonstrations are being planned in the coming days, both here in Washington and across the country. I have been briefed by the U.S. Secret Service on the potential threats. Every American deserves to have their voice heard in a respectful and peaceful way. That is your First Amendment right. But I cannot emphasize that there must be no violence, no law-breaking, and no vandalism of any kind. Everyone must follow our laws and obey the instructions of law enforcement. I have directed federal agencies to use all necessary resources to maintain order. In Washington, D.C., we are bringing in thousands of National Guard members to secure the city and ensure that a transition can occur safely and without incident. Like all of you, I was shocked and deeply saddened by the calamity at the Capitol last week. I want to thank the hundreds of millions of incredible American citizens who have responded to this moment with calm, moderation, and grace. We will get through this challenge just like we always do.
As you know, that's about 70% more than there were at the peak in April last year, and the pressure is very considerable. If you ask me when do we think that the ICU capacity is likely to be overtopped, I can't give you a prediction for that, but all I can say is that the risk is very substantial, and we have to keep the pressure off the NHS, and the only way to do that is to follow the current lockdown, and that's what I'd urge everybody to do. As you know, that's about 70% more than there were at the peak in April last year, and the pressure is very considerable. If you ask me when do we think that the ICU capacity is likely to be overtopped, I can't give you a prediction for that, but all I can say is that the risk is very substantial, and we have to keep the pressure off the NHS, and the only way to do that is to follow the current lockdown, and that's what I'd urge everybody to do.
Geçmiş olsun. Geçmiş olsun. Kendisiyle beraber geçmiş olsun.
Çok teşekkür ederim.
Söylendi ona tanımları. Takdir arkadaşlar ama sen hep böyle mi yapıyorsun? Sabah geldin yine böyleyiz.
هلا هو منيح بس تأخروا كتير يعني عنا ليعملوه. يعني معقولة هل يعقل انه بالاعياد فلتوا العالم كلها وفلتت العالم على السهر كرمال ليلة او ليلتين لتروح تسهر العالم، ويجوا يفرموا العالم بعد هاي الاعياد يحطوها ببيوتها والعالم اساسا ما معها تاكل؟ هل يجوز من الله هيدا كرمال ليلة وحدة لنسهر ونروح نعربد ونسهر ونسكر ونعربد ونعمل كل هاي العمايل ونجي نفرم العالم كلها هاي؟ هيدا الأكفال كان لازم يتم قبل راس السنة بيومين. وشو هالمشكلة إذا ما سهرنا بليلة راس السنة؟ يعني شو خلصت الدنيا يعني لحتى نفرم هاي العالم كلها بالكورونا ونجي بعدين نحاسب المواطن نقول له اقعد ببيتك 10 أيام؟ واللي بيشتغل يومي شو فيك تعمل فيه؟ شو بيعمل هيدا اللي بيطلع 20,000 لياكل؟ هلا بلبنان ما بيصير هذا المشهد. هو في شوية تضخيم عنا بالكورونا يعني بالاعداد، يعني هن عم بيخوفوا العالم اكثر من اللازم. بس ما كمان بالمقابل اليوم عندك مواطن تعبان وبيقولوا لك معك 72 ساعة لتروح تجيب اغراضك من التعاونية. لك ليش يا اولاد الله العالم معها مصاري بعد لتروح تجيب اغراضها من التعاونية؟ لك ليش مين معه مصاري ليروح يجيب اغراضه من التعاونية؟ انتم محشيين وقاعدين ومأمنين حالكم تركين هيدا البشر هيك لله الحمد. كل واحد بده يدبر راسه واخر شيء بتحصروه بالبيت تقولوا له اقعد بالبيت.
طبعا هيدا الإقفال كان كتير ضروري وأنا برأيي إجا مأخر. لأنه بصراحة يعني خلينا نحكي عن حالنا منا وجر. نحن شعب ما بنستوعب، ما عم نقدر نستوعب شو عن الحقيقة شو عم بيصير بالعالم. الكورونا مش مسحة، الكورونا شغلة كتير خطيرة. عم تجي لكل الناس، عم تجي على كل الأعمار، كبير صغير، ما عم توفر حدا. وما عم نقدر نفهم انه لازم نضل حاطين كمامه، لازم نتباعد، لازم ما نجتمع باماكن مغلقه. مش عم ناخذ الموضوع بطريقه جديه. يعني بعدنا لليوم نحكي مع ناس بيقول لك الكورونا مسحه. يا عمي وين المسحه؟ وين المسحه؟ العالم على ابواب المستشفيات، ما في محلات بالمستشفيات.
我国成为全球唯一实现经济正增长的主要经济体，外贸规模再创历史新高。据海关统计，2020年，我国货物贸易进出口总值32.16万亿元人民币，比2019年增长1.9%。其中，出口17.93万亿元，增长4%；进口14.23万亿元，下降0.7%。我国成为全球唯一实现经济正增长的主要经济体。外贸规模再创历史新高。据海关统计，2020年，我国货物贸易进出口总值32.16万亿元人民币，比2019年增长1.9%。其中，出口17.93万亿元，增长4%； 进口14.23万亿元，下降0.7%。我国成为全球唯一实现经济正增长的主要经济体，外贸规模。